Have you ever pondered about the key to reaching the peak of success, to become the ultimate champion? Could it be that obsession is the solution to this? While some level of passion or dedication can be healthy, an obsession can be harmful when it becomes all-consuming and interferes with an individual's ability to lead a normal life. Obsessive thoughts can lead to compulsive behaviors such as repetitive rituals or checking, which can be time-consuming, exhausting, and disruptive to one's daily routine. This mindset is treated as a disease in the world, but to some, it is the only way. To command your space, goals, dreams, and ambitions, you must first command your every minute of every day, every interest and thought, as the saying goes. The Prestige is a movie that explores the concept of obsession in a fascinating way. The story revolves around two rival magicians, Robert Angier and Alfred Borden, who become obsessed with each other's magic tricks and go to great lengths to outdo each other. Their obsession starts when they both work for the same magician, but after an accident in which Angier's wife dies during a magic trick, the two magicians become bitter rivals. The obsession only grows as they each develop their own unique magic tricks, each trying to outdo the other in a quest for perfection. Those of you who have seen the movie will realize that the character of Alfred Borden is the one of intrigue. Alfred Borden is a man driven and determined to make a name for himself in the world of magic. As a result, he develops callousness. His desire for magic causes him to become secretive even to his family. Because of his secrecy and obsession, he unintentionally sacrifices his family relationships, which has disastrous consequences, including the suicide of his wife, Sarah. He becomes so engrossed in the whirlwind of magic that it becomes his sole focus, even more than his family. He becomes so determined to be the best that he learns all of the tricks, has all of the answers and solutions, and comes up with the ideas for the stage magic tricks. His obsession with magic, as well as his willingness to keep the secret to his well-known magic trick hidden, causes him to push the people he cares about the most away from him. Alfred is willing to sacrifice his family in order to keep his twin secret alive. Both he and Freddie would do anything to protect it, as evidenced by Freddie's verbal altercation with Sarah while acting as Alfred. Alfred, who is dressed as Fallon at the time, does not enter the room to stop the fight, but instead picks up his daughter, Jess, and exits. This demonstrates to the audience how important their secret of having a twin is to them, and that they would go to any length to keep it alive. Alfred's secret twin brother, Freddie, has a much darker personality than Alfred. He is self-centered, blunt, and aggressive. This is evidenced several times throughout the film as he attempts to exact revenge on Angier. Freddie, like Alfred, is determined to keep their deception hidden, but Freddie can be very callous when playing Alfred's domestic life. When interacting with his family, he takes little care to act like Alfred. As a result, he can be aggressive and inattentive to Alfred's wife, Sarah. The twins present themselves differently on stage. Alfred is a much calmer showman, whereas Freddie is the bold, proud showman who likes to show off. Alfred and Freddie both wore a fake mustache to demonstrate that they were true magicians. They had to maintain the same appearance at all costs in order to deceive the audience about who they really were. When one of the Borden twins is performing the bullet catch trick and is shot in the finger by a disguised Angier, this is an example of this. To maintain their facade, the other Borden has his fingers amputated to match his twin and keep the secret alive. This demonstrates that they would go to any length to keep their secret hidden. The use of facial hair ensured that the audience was unaware that the other Borden twin was actually Fallon. They matched their appearances and switched roles several times throughout the film, leading the audience to believe that there was only one Borden. Freddie chooses to follow his selfish desires to be with Olivia, despite the fact that he is still playing Alfred. It isn't until the end of the film that we see Freddie express regret for the death of Alfred's wife Sarah, as well as the harm he has done to Alfred's marriage and daughter. All right, you go live your life now, all right? You live for both of us. Their magic was so important to them that they lost sight of the most important thing they had, each other. For years, the Borden twins were able to keep their true identities hidden. They continued to play the same character outside of the theater, even fooling Alfred's colleagues and family. Sarah was unaware that she was married to both Alfred and Freddie, though she had a sneaking suspicion that her husband was not what he seemed. Alfred Borden adores his wife Sarah and his daughter Jess. He does. However, a show of willingness to sacrifice his family in order to keep his secret of having a twin alive in order for his magic tricks to remain a mystery. Alfred's determination to keep his twin a secret due to his obsession with magic causes significant strain on his marriage. Both Alfred and Freddie went above and beyond to keep their secret alive, as Alfred knew that to pull off a great trick, you have to live your act 24 hours a day, which is what they did. Sarah suspected he was having an affair because she noticed a difference in the way he spoke and acted. The main influence, however, was that she could tell when he truly meant it, when he said he loved her, and when he didn't. Sarah eventually realized what was going on. Alfred had a twin, and they shared one life, which is why he sometimes loved her and sometimes didn't. She couldn't bear the thought of her marriage being a sham and committed suicide. Alfred Borden's character can be summarized by 3 things. Obsession. Borden's obsession with magic drives him to push the envelope and take risks in order to create new and more impressive tricks. His obsession, however, causes him to neglect his personal life and relationships, eventually leading to the loss of his wife and the estrangement of his daughter. Deceitfulness. Borden is not above deceiving others, including fellow magician Robert Angier and even his own wife, to achieve his goals. He is willing to forego personal relationships and integrity in order to pursue his craft. Lack of empathy. Borden is a man who is obsessed with his own ambitions and goals, often at the expense of others. He's so focused on his craft that he can be cold and calculating, with little empathy for those affected by his actions. In the end, because of Alfred and Freddie's obsession with magic, it became their sole focus, causing the people they cared about the most to suffer greatly. Magic, obsession, and secrecy have gradually caused the Borden twins to lose everything they cared about, including each other. You can tell who's playing who at times because they switch appearances so frequently throughout the film as part of their facade. The Prestige is an engrossing examination of the power of obsession and its ability to propel people to great heights as well as dark places. It demonstrates how obsession can take over a person's life, leading them down a path of destruction and eventually to their demise. Finally, the film suggests that while passion and dedication are admirable qualities, it is critical to recognize when our obsession has gone too far and to take a step back before it becomes all-consuming.